Hello everybody and welcome back. Today we're going to talk Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. If you haven't seen the movie and you don't want me to ruin it for you, then head over to my other video and check out Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom non-spoiler review, because like this title says, this is a spoiler review. So without further ado, let's get into it in 3, 2, let's go. So, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. It asks the question of, are we good people? Should we save the dinosaurs? I don't know. That is the question this movie tries to ask. Should we save them or just let them die? Jeff Goldblum's character starts off in Congress describing why he thinks we should not save them. And I kind of agree with him. I'm cheering for Bryce Dallas Howard's character of Claire to, start the expedition and save them. But as a human who does not want to be eaten by this character that is on my t-shirt, a raptor, I kind of agree with him. But, it's Jurassic World, so we need dinosaurs, so let's get to it. Claire basically gets an expedition going with the help of Benjamin Lockhart and his trusty helper, Eli. Wow, is he ever as soon as I saw this guy, I was like, wow, you're definitely going to be the villain. I already don't like you. You look douchey, and you're going to be very stereotypical. I can already bet on this. But let's see how this plays out. And guess what? It played out exactly how I thought. So basically, they're like, yeah, we're going to fund the expedition. We just need you, and we need you to get that guy, because we can capture a T-Rex, but we can't capture a 6-foot velociraptor. Don't ask me why they can't capture it. I'm pretty sure they could. I know Blue is highly intelligent, but they have a team of army people and soldiers and military guys and douchebags who could probably capture her. She's one velociraptor and they're like a team of 50. I don't know, guys. They got the T-Rex. How the hell can they get a raptor, right? I don't know, whatever. You just need the main characters on the island. And Claire brings along her 2 interns, the one very annoying intern Franklin and the not so bad one Zia. I don't even really want to talk about these characters. Franklin's amazingly annoying and very frustrating, and he basically screams like a little girl at every chance he gets and is pretty stupid. The one scene where they're in kind of the computer room and the lava starts coming in and the dinosaur comes in and they're trying to escape, and he basically acts like a 3-year-old. It's very annoying. I hated that part a lot in the movie. This is one of my least liked scenes in the movie. Actually, most scenes he was in was my least liked scenes in this movie, to be completely honest. Anyways, they fund the expedition, they go over there, and surprise, surprise, it turns bad. Once Chris Pratt's character finds Blue, he's trying to basically, be nice to her, and the humans, army guys, are, douchebags, and they try to tranquilize her. She obviously does not like it, goes to attack one of them, he shoots her, and then that's it, she kind of gets tranked again, I believe, and goes down, and then they take her. Chris Pratt's character, Owen, is obviously very mad at this, goes to punch the main guy, and he gets tranked. Great. Then he wakes up to a dinosaur licking his face and then a bunch of lava. He then very, very helplessly kind of maneuvers his paralyzed body to safety, and Claire and the guy escape from that computer room, like I said, and then they meet up, they, run away from all the dinosaurs completely safe. They get saved by a T-Rex again. That's kind of a Jurassic Park staple. It's not, in every movie, I believe a T-Rex saves a character, or the main characters at least. It just feels like classic Jurassic Park at this point, and pretty played out. Anyways, moving on, they eventually jump in the water, get saved, blah, blah. Moving on, they're on the boat. Some stuff happens there, not too much, honest, to talk about there. Moving on to the house, where the next 2/3 of this movie take place, and that was kind of annoying because this movie felt very restricting and like it was tied down. And I didn't really like that about this movie. Yes, it's a big house, but God, it's a boring setting. you're there, I don't know what the official runtime they were in the house for, but it was well over an hour. Like 2/3 of this movie, probably an hour and 15, maybe an hour and 20 minutes they were in that house. It felt like a long time. And it felt kind of played out. I did like the fact that when the dinosaurs were loose, it was scary and it felt like a horror scene. It felt like a horror movie, like, like something was coming and you need to hide. It doesn't have the same intensity of the first Jurassic Park with the Velociraptors, but it definitely is intense, and I like it. It's not too bad. It's definitely fun. The things I don't like then are the auction. Oh god, that auction, man. It's just, it's so predictable sometimes, the movie, and unfortunately I watched the trailer, so I knew this was coming. It was pretty obvious that they were bidding on them, and yeah, they're bidding on them. So they're bidding a bunch of money to try and weaponize these dinosaurs, which to me feels very kind of cliche and stupid. Yeah, Chris Pratt's character was able to do that with Blue, but that took a long time to do that. Like, when he talks about that, he was on day like 176 or something, I believe, and yeah, that felt like feels like it's going to take a long time to train these dinosaurs. And another thing that I don't think they're taking into consideration is they're not babies; they're fully grown at this point. So they've been raised in Jurassic World in the original park, and they then, kind of escaped and were running around the island for like 3 years. So these animals are not trained, and they're very dangerous. I don't think you would want to bring them into a battle. They'd probably do more harm to your own people than to the enemy. And let's talk about that dinosaur they created. I honestly forgot the name. It was kind of like the Indosaurus or something like that. Or it wasn't the Indominus Rex, that's the other one. It was like they played off of the same name though. It was I honestly forgot the name, but something like the Indominus Rex. Anyways, it's pretty annoying. It's basically the same dinosaurs, but it's basically the same dinosaur like the Indominus Rex, just smaller. I don't know. It's like a Velociraptor and I don't know. I guess a T-Rex or something. I don't even know if they explained exactly what it was, but it was definitely Velociraptor and something else. Because wow, this movie really loves Velociraptors. I tell you, they like really focus on Velociraptors. But yeah, it feels like the same. I didn't like that part at all, man. I felt like, come on, man. You just created this dinosaur like 3 years ago, a bigger version. Now you're creating it again. I know what's gonna happen. This dinosaur is gonna escape, and it escapes in the most stupid way. The army guy, who is the very cliche army guy, who has this fetish with stealing dinosaur teeth, opens up the cave after he tranks this thing 2 times. I don't get characters sometimes. Like, it's such a stupid point to the movie. And it's moments like these that I really don't like the movie. I guess they had to make it escape somehow. Just how they did it is very cringeworthy. And, as soon as he walked in there and shot it, I was like, ugh, come on, man. I already see where this is going. And, of course, he walks in there and tries to take the dinosaur's tooth. The dinosaur's kind of toying with him a little bit before it rips off his arm and then chows him down like clam chowder. And then, well, it's free, and it then runs around the house, and the movie feels very horror-y, and it's kind of cool, but again, feels restricting. The characters of Owen and Claire are good in this movie. I like that Claire has a lot more to do, and she's not one-dimensional. She's more like a cube and has a few different sides to her, and that was kind of refreshing, because in the first movie, she just cares about money and her nephews. Later on in the movie, and that's kind of it. She doesn't really do anything else in the movie. She's kind of just a boring character who just is whatever. Then in this movie, she actually cares about the dinosaurs. We find out she actually has a heart and that she wants to go save them, and it's kind of nice and refreshing. They definitely gave her a lot more to do. They probably felt that they didn't do too much with her character, and they just focused on Chris Pratt's Owen in the last movie. And again, Chris Pratt's Owen is basically the same. It's basically Chris Pratt playing Chris Pratt with a name, but they gave him the name Owen. He's being Chris Pratt. He's cracking jokes, definitely more jokes in this movie, and it's nice. It's refreshing. The movie definitely needs jokes, and they're good characters. There's not much to say about them. If you like them in Jurassic World, you should like them here, and you might like Claire a little bit more. basically the gist I got from that. Honestly, I want to talk about the end of the movie, because I feel like for the most part of this movie, it's not really that much to talk about. Like, there is, but it's not that much to talk about. You can talk a lot about is it right to save the dinosaurs, or is it wrong? And there was a couple sad moments to this movie, like specifically when they're leaving the island and the Bronchosaurus is left over there and it's kind of crying out to them that it didn't get saved, and then the island's officially exploding and going to hell, literally, and all the dinosaurs are dying. It's a sad moment. I didn't expect that from Jurassic Park, and that was different. I did enjoy that, because I've never seen that in a Jurassic Park movie, and I like that they kind of had the guts to go there. I like when movies try something different without always repeating the same formula, and they try something different, change it up a little bit. Yes, some people like it, some people don't like it, some people want it to be the exact same movie as the first one, but then complain when it's the exact same movie as the first one. So what are you going to do, right? Fan service, and then it's too much sometimes. So you can't please everyone, and I get that personally. But I did like that, like I said. It raises the question, like, should you save them? Shouldn't you save them? Again, you can talk about that. I can talk about that for probably half an hour, but that would probably be pretty boring. So I'm not going to talk about that anymore. Moving on. I want to talk about the ending of this movie more. Oh, and let's talk about Maisie a little bit, the granddaughter. Like I said, it's Benjamin Lockhart's granddaughter. However, there's a twist. A very, very, very seeable twist that is just absolutely mind-boggling, easy to spot very early on in this film. And from the very moment I believe I saw the first scene between the granddaughter and her, I kind of figured that's what they were going for, and that, surprise, surprise, she's a genetic twin. Well, she's a genetic clone, really, of her mother, which is actually Benjamin Lockhart's daughter. So he basically cloned his daughter after his daughter died. They cloned her. That's why they never met, because, well, let's be real, she didn't give birth to her, right? They just used her DNA sample, I guess, and cloned her the same way they cloned dinosaurs. So that was kind of interesting, and later on, they do save the dinosaurs from the house, and she's the one to press the button. And that's kind of a cool scene, and she saves them because she says they're like me. Kind of a touching scene, but kind of a little stupid in a way, too. But, whatever. I don't even honestly want to talk about the bad guy anymore, like Eli, either. He's terrible, like I said. He was just, you can tell he's going to be the bad guy and a douchebag, and you're not going to like him, and surprise, surprise, you don't like him. And they even recruited from Captain America, Winter Soldier. They brought him back to make him be the douchey auctioneer guy, who is not German in this movie, I guess. I guess he's just normal. He's just a normal Englishman or something. Anyways, whatever. He's there. He's there for a bit. He's annoying. He's useless. And next. And yeah, honestly, the villains are just such a joke. But I do want to talk about B.D. Wong's character, the scientist. So he's been around since Jurassic Park #1, and surprise, surprise, he's still around. He's still the mastermind behind all of this. And he does not die in this movie. He gets tranked, but he looks very much still alive and gets dragged out to safety. And judging by the fact that they're packing up their lab again, I'm pretty sure history is going to repeat itself, and they're going to continue to make dinosaurs. Probably even a new hybrid dinosaur in the next movie, Jurassic World. Maybe it's just been called Global or something. I don't know what it's going to be called. I feel like it should just be called Jurassic World at this point, because it looks like that's what they're leading up to now that the dinosaurs are literally running free. However, I get that they're free, but it doesn't feel that bad. In other movies like Planet of the Apes, the apes, they start growing and in size and stuff, but there's the reason they really take over in Planet of the Apes is because the virus that made the apes so smart kills humans, at least a large percent of them, like 99% of them, leaving a very small fraction of the human race around, making it a lot easier for the apes to, well, dominate, right? And become the superior species. However, in this movie, maybe a dozen dinosaurs escape, and they're all, for the most part, look like one species of each, so it doesn't look like they're gonna mate. Like, there's no, like, two T-Rexes or two Velociraptors. Like, it's just blue. It's just a T-Rex, and it's just a single, you know, species of each dinosaur, it seems like, escaped. So it doesn't feel like there's going to be like hundreds or thousands of them within the next couple of years. It feels very containable. I mean, we still have 7+ billion people in the world, military. I'm pretty sure if you can capture them on the island, you could take them down in real life. Like, you know, if you can capture them on the island, you can capture them wherever they are in, I guess, America, I imagine. They could capture them wherever. And I would feel like it would be pretty easy. Sure, there might be some casualties and whatnot, but you could kill all of them or take them into a sanctuary or something. I don't know what they want to do with them at this point. But I feel like how this movie is going, like towards the end and the post-credit scene, that, you know, there's the pterodactyls that are landing in Vegas, and it feels like, you know, they're everywhere then. You know, they're all over the place. And it doesn't feel like that's exactly how it should be, because there's not that many dinosaurs. Like, I feel like it's very containable. Again, it's not like the dinosaurs have some type of disease that are going to kill 99% of the population like in Planet of the Apes. That's just not going to happen. So it felt a little like it was supposed to be more grand than it really was. It definitely is setting up a sequel, I feel. And I'm sure we're going to get a sequel once this movie makes $1 billion. They'll probably be like, okay, we can officially do a sequel. Anyway, so that's pretty much my review of this movie. Not too much more I really want to talk about. I feel like I've talked about everything that I want to talk about in the movie. There's not too much more I really want to add. In the end, I did like this movie. It's a popcorn movie, guys. Really, it's what this movie is. It's what this franchise really is. The first Jurassic Park is phenomenal, but I feel like it is a lot of nostalgia too, because when I go back and watch it, and the first time I hear the music and the first time they're going onto the island, it's just such shock and awe. And I remember watching it as a kid and being like, wow, this is amazing. I love dinosaurs. And I remember being really into dinosaurs for a little bit after that because of Jurassic Park and how much I love that movie. And it's still one of my favorite movies of all time. So I don't think any Jurassic Park movie will ever beat that one, but honestly, I don't expect it to, because my nostalgia for that is just sky high. It's just like Star Wars, really. The first three, the original trilogy to Star Wars, will always be the best trilogy in my mind, no matter how good any other movie is. I just love that trilogy so much. So that's how I feel with the original Jurassic Park. I can see why people like this movie. I can see why people don't like this movie. But again, it's a popcorn movie. Just go to the movies, have fun, don't nitpick too hard, and just have a good time. Honestly, when you really dive into things, yes, there's a lot of things that are annoying, but no movie's perfect. But this movie does a very good job of, you know, keeping your excitement levels high, and just it's not a bad story. It's a good time. Just, it is what it is. Jurassic Park, I enjoyed the movie. I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10. It's a good movie. Go see it. You'll have fun. Get some popcorn. Get some soda. Sit back, relax, and watch the whole 2 hours and 8 minutes plus credits, so you can see the after credit scene and have a good time, guys. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe to this channel if you want to see more updates. Leave a comment down below and tell me what you thought of the movie. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Would you rewatch it again? Do you never want to watch again? Do you want those 2 hours and 8 minutes back of your life? I'd actually like to really know. Let's talk about it together. So, also, maybe you want me to review another movie. I do watch a lot of movies, TV shows, and play a lot of video games. So, give me a shout. And, you know, I'd be happy to talk about it with you guys. Till next time, guys, see you later and have a great day.